Ukraine reclaims control of entire Kharkiv region and towns seized at onset of Russian invasion.
Here's a summary of the article.
Ukraine consolidated its control of the Kharkiv region on Tuesday, raising flags on towns and villages occupied by Russian troops for 6 months, and reclaiming areas seized by Moscow on the first day of Vladimir Putin's invasion. Russian soldiers left on Sunday, it added, after the stunning Ukrainian counter-offensive. In the space of a few days, Ukraine has pushed the Russians out from more than 6,000 square kilometers of territory, including zones in the south of the country where a separate counter-offensive is ongoing to recapture the city of Kherson. Russian battalions have fallen back to new positions east of the Oskil River, about 10 miles from the freshly liberated city of Izium. A series of mysterious and devastating Ukrainian strikes over the summer on Russian aerodromes and weapons dumps, as well as the collapse of Russian forces in the Kharkiv region, has resulted in thousands of residents fleeing. Battle for Kharkiv province. According to the Institute for the Study of War, the Russian army has retreated from the right-hand bank of the Dnieper River, practically abandoning a position outside the southern city of Kherson. The Russian soldiers defending the city are effectively marooned after Ukraine destroyed all 4 bridges across the wide Dnieper River.
This post received a score of 7,700, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The article talked about how the U.S. in particular, along with a few other NATO nations, had been modeling potential battlefronts, and giving the info to the Ukrainians. This seems like a great way to train a lot of officers in real-time combat tactics given the United States' extensive military intelligence gathering involved in this war.
No surprise there. This will be the example of a modern, near parity, on paper at least, conventional war for years to come. Yup, just like how lessons were taken from the Russo-Japanese War and the Spanish Civil War before the respective world wars, this war will most definitely serve as the basis for planning any future warfare tactics.
For WWIII.
Right this moment Russians are leveling liberated towns closest to the new front line. Kupiansk has been almost completely destroyed in a day. Absolute evil is absolute. Wonder how the Putin apologists will spin this as justified.
He'll claim Ukraine destroyed the towns just like he claimed Ukraine was the one that shelled Mariupol into dust and Ukraine was the one who shot down that passenger plane.
I agree. Putin has always preferred overt acts covered with half-assed lies. It's wild how well it works when you murder political rivals, where Putin wants you to know he did it, and still is somehow effective on a world stage, as with this war. It's essentially the Shaggy defense and it shouldn't be this capable.
This is good news. Keep up the momentum.
Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Keep up with the momentum. Stay safe, fight smart and Slava Ukraini.
Give Ukraine more long-range weapons.
Ukraine is doing well, but that's a very misleading headline. First of all, they do not have all of Kharkiv Oblast back yet. For that to be the case, they have all of Kherson, most of Luhansk, most of Zaporizhzhia, and some of Donetsk to go. Can't we be happy a shitty dictator took a loss without inventing our own narratives?
Bravo.
Not excited to learn about the war crimes.
This makes me feel like that baby that's always making a fist. Slava Ukraini.
I haven't been following the war recently, but this seems like great news. Does this mean things are coming to an end?
No, but it proves Russia's morale and the quality of their men are even worse than most could have hoped for.
I agree, although I would say, more than most could have expected or anticipated. Don't think anyone outside of Russia was hoping they had great morale or quality.
I had hoped for poor morale and poor quality equipment to give Ukraine a fighting chance. Never in my wildest dreams did I think the Russians would perform this poorly, however. I think this is what OP meant, that most hoped for poor performance from the Russians and are blown away by just how poorly they're actually performing.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.